Hey, how's it going, y'all? This is Chaz from Classic Komodo, and Battlefield 4 for the Xbox One is finally here for everybody, and not just for some select YouTubers, but it's finally here for everybody, and I got my hands on it, and I gotta say, I'm having a blast. It is, right when I jumped into the game, it was overwhelming. It really was. I felt like in the previous Battlefield games, I felt like Call of Duty-esque, where I could run in and, you know, take control of the map by myself. In this one, I actually tried to do that initially, and it backfired. It really did. And this is me freaking out because I'm getting so many points because so many people want the ammo. But for the most part, I realize now that, and I guess it'll slowly get imprinted in my head, that I can't advance in front of my team. I can't, just like I've been saying in all my previous videos on how to transition, you're gonna have to do that. Because it's nasty how bad it could be if you don't abide by your team, you know, and help your team out. And look at this. Look how great the game looks. Now, YouTube is compressing the files, so even this doesn't look as good as what you'll see when you're at home playing it on your TV, unless you're playing it on like a 1960s TV. But for the most part, everybody's kind of upgraded, and it looks great. It really does. I mean, just being with your squad, running. I mean, look, I was looking around the whole time, seeing how much of an improvement. The water effects are great. You see motion blur when you turn now, as opposed to, you know, none. And the actual frames per second helps so much when turning. Now, unfortunately, I was trying to get used to the new Xbox controller, the Xbox One controller, because the sticks are smaller, and also I used control freaks. Control freaks are these little sticks that you put on top of your controller, your analog sticks, that help you aim, and will help you aim a little bit better because they heighten the stick, and you're able to have a little bit more precise aiming. But I'm trying to get used to not being able to have those right now because the old ones don't fit on the new Xbox One controller. But for the most part, I'm having a blast, and I love how smooth it is when turning and following targets. Here's another thing too. I talked about how useless jets were. I was having a blast in a jet on this game. I was actually doing some damage to the enemy boats as well as the enemy air. And this one, I mean, this jet does a decent job at taking out enemy aircraft, that you can see right here. And I'm a terrible jet pilot. I really am. But I was having a blast, and I was doing some damage. You could see here the fact that when the storm rolls in, I mean, look how much stuff is going on. We've never experienced this before. The fact that there's always something going on. There's never a dull moment. Usually, back in the old console, when you were playing, you'd find out that, okay, you're taking C flag by yourself, you know, and there's nobody there, and you'd have to make the long run over to B flag where all the action is happening, you know? You only have 3 points. Now, there's so many points, and each point is I feel like each point is its own map. There's always people, for the most part, on each section, and it's a constant battle. And that could be a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is, yeah, you're always in the action, no matter what. The bad thing is, like I said, it's a little overwhelming, so no matter how well you, as an individual player, are doing, you could be dominating C flag that I'm about to be flying over. You could be dominating that area, taking over, you know, fighting off all the people, playing with your squad. But by the time you've taken control of it and you look at the big scheme of things, you could have lost A, B, D, and E, you know? So it could get a little bit frustrating, because I was having a little bit of frustrating time in one of the maps when I was playing it last night. This is actually the second map I played in. The first map was a quick TDM to just get my levels straight and everything like that. But I can't express how much of a different game this is than the Xbox 360 version. Just knowing that, like, here's boat gameplay. You saw how last time I was talking about the fact that the boats were a little bit overpowered. I don't find so anymore. I find that the boats are really well balanced because of the fact that when I'm going to be rolling in a second. Unfortunately, this jet pilot is terrible. I mean, he could have had the jump on me, but I don't know what he was doing. He was just going to be an easy kill for me. But the boats, if you roll into close to the shoreline, you're going to get destroyed. Jets, when I was in the jet, I had that air-to-ground missile, and I was destroying boats from the air. So for the most part, there's always these different levels that you're experiencing. You have this whole entity of air combat, this whole thing of naval. You have ground combat. I mean, the word is overwhelming for this video. It really is, because I can't I can't explain to you. You'd have to experience for yourself the fact that this is a new game. It really is. It's not Battlefield Call of Duty style anymore. That's the past, you know. If now I probably will be joining in a couple games with less people in it, you know, on a smaller server, but for them, you know, just to get the old experience back from time to time in order to slow the pace down. But for the most part, I'm gonna need to find a bunch of people to help me out in this game, because of the fact that no matter how well I was doing, I was still getting obliterated when I exceeded past my own teammates. And that's going to be the common theme. I'm really looking forward to revealing all the transitions, the tips and tricks that I'm going to be learning personally on how to become a better Battlefield player, transitioning from a small map game mode to style mode to this new big huge 32v32 type game, you know, Zerg style, as X Factor would say. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be giving out tips and tricks on all the new maps, where to go, how to approach different angles, and what to expect when being a console player. But thanks again, guys. I look forward to seeing y'all soon. And as always, stay classy.